In this lesson, we're going to discuss balanced living. Stress can be directly related to having basic areas in your life that are out of balance. The more balance we keep, the more we can decrease our stress and make it less likely that we will relapse, and we will be less vulnerable to relapse. So, we can build our resilience by keeping the following things in balance: exercise, nutrition, sleep, social connection, and pleasure and rest. And keep in mind that we're just trying to make tiny improvements in each of these areas in order to bring, little by little, some more balance to our life. Exercise and movement releases endorphins and other feel-good chemicals in your brain. It's an energy booster. It improves circulation as well as the quality and regulation of your sleep. With this being the case, you want to look for ways that you enjoy moving your body. You don't want exercise to be something you dread or don't like doing, but you want it to be something that you enjoy and find fun. It could be something as simple as walking a few days a week, playing a sport if you'd like, doing some yoga, or joining your local YMCA. There's also all kinds of fitness apps that can show you new options. At the end of the day, you just need to make sure you're moving. As for nutrition, you want to maintain a healthy diet, which means that you're eating fresh, whole foods whenever possible with a fine balanced protein, carbohydrates, and healthy fats. Now, keep in mind that if you keep your food more balanced, you're also going to keep your moods more balanced. You want to learn to listen to your body's cues for hunger, fullness, and satisfaction. It's very easy to start overeating when you're trying to get sober. You want to take note about how you feel after eating certain foods. Everybody's a little bit different. But do you feel better after eating it, or do you feel worse? Do you only feel better for a little while before you start to feel uncomfortable in some way? Pay attention to your relationship with food and recognize if you reach for certain foods when you're not really hungry. This can happen because we're trying to satisfy an emotional need, and we might want to use one of our coping strategies instead of food. Diets that are high in sugar and processed foods can create a lot of imbalance in our emotions. They can bring depression and anxiety. They can impact our ability to maintain sobriety. The more we can stay away from high sugar and processed foods, the more stable our emotions will be. Sleep is equally vital to recovery. When you are sleep deprived, you're more prone to feeling irritable, critical of yourself and others, and impulsive. You may have a harder time controlling your behavior. Most people need somewhere between 7 and 9 hours of sleep each night. Some things you can do to help you sleep include eliminating light in your bedroom, especially from electronics, and eliminating any sound that bothers you. Some noises might be better for soothing, while others might be bothersome and keeping you awake. Limit the use of any screen for 2 hours before going to bed. This includes your phone, tablet readers, and televisions. You've got to make sure you're staying nourished and hydrated throughout the day. Exercise regularly, but not within 3 hours of bedtime because it's too invigorating. Do not consume any caffeine after 2 p.m. Everyone's a little bit different on this, but you should know your time. Establish a relaxing bedtime ritual. Try meditating, reading, or practicing yoga. Doing the same thing every night for 20 to 30 minutes before going to bed can help your mind know that it's time to relax. The ideal temperature for sleeping is actually between 62 and 67 degrees. If repetitive thoughts keep you awake, you should journal before bed so you can put them down to rest. Social supports are essential for keeping yourself on the right track. Research has shown that social supports may be as important to recovery as eating healthy and exercising. Think about your relationships. They should fill you up rather than drain you. Do you genuinely enjoy the company of the people you're spending time with? Or do you feel distracted by other things going on in your life? Are there other activities you prefer to be doing with your friends or your loved ones? And if so, can you invite them to that? Are you craving some alone time but pushing yourself to be social? We all have different needs in terms of being alone or being social, and you should honor that. If you find yourself getting irritable because you're around people too much, then give yourself a little more alone time. On the other hand, if you find yourself irritable because you're alone too much, then give yourself some more time with your social connections. You want to take an honest look at what you need from your social supports, and that'll help you take time to make the needed adjustments. You should always do what you love and focus your energy on things that matter to you. This way, your life will feel so much fuller and richer than if you chose to focus only on the things that bother you. The kindest thing you can do for yourself and the people around you is to live in a meaningful and purposeful way. When you think about your favorite memories from when you weren't using, What were you doing? Where were you? Who were you with? What made that memory joyful? Lastly, when it comes to your health, it's important to take time to recharge and relax. It's just as important as spending time doing activities. Allowing yourself to do nothing from time to time requires self-compassion and awareness of your limits. We burn out when we push ourselves to be busy all the time. If you need a nap, take a nap. Watch some mindless television shows, lounge around in your PJs, or lay outside in the sunshine. Relaxing helps you return to your daily activities with more energy and enthusiasm. Thank you very much for joining us for this relapse prevention workshop. Thank you for choosing the Recovery Village. If you or a loved one are struggling with mental health or substance abuse and would like to find out more about the programs we offer, please reach out to us directly at 855-387-3291.